Those interested in occultism, esoteric and spirituality, will surely recognize the phrase as above, so below. This principle has gained popularity in recent times, in part thanks to the book, The Kybalion and its 7 Hermetic Principles. The book was written by the occultist William Walker Atkinson and first published in 1908. However, this maxim at the very least dates back to the Emerald Tablet, an enigmatic text that was possibly inscribed on a fragment of emerald crystal or a green rock. It is believed to be over 2,000 years old. The authorship of the Emerald Tablet is attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, a legendary figure who merges aspects of Greek and Egyptian mythology. The narrative holds that Hermes was, in fact, the Egyptian god Thoth. He is considered the greatest sage of antiquity, and is credited with the authorship of numerous writings on alchemy, astrology, magic, and Hermetic philosophy. The title Trismegistus means thrice great, indicating his mastery over the 3 planes of existence: physical, mental, and spiritual. The content of the Emerald Tablet focuses on esoteric and alchemical teachings that address fundamental principles of the universe and the human being. These teachings are imbued with symbolism and allegory, which has led to diverse interpretations over time. The purpose of the Emerald Tablet is to convey knowledge about the nature of the cosmos, the human mind, and the pursuit of spiritual wisdom. It is believed that the text contains instructions for spiritual and alchemical transmutation, guiding the seeker toward a deeper understanding of themselves and the universe. Furthermore, it has been considered a compendium of universal principles that govern both the macrocosm and the microcosm, promoting the idea that, as above, so below. The Emerald Tablet begins thus: that which is below is like that which is above, and that which is above is like that which is below, to accomplish the miracles of the one thing. When reading these lines, one might attribute to the world a dual nature, the great and the small, the above and the below. However, upon deeper reflection, these lines underscore the idea that there is a fundamental interconnectedness between all things in the universe, a unity from which everything originates. This principle suggests that patterns and phenomena observed in one realm of existence are reflected in another, creating a kind of harmony or balance between different levels of reality. When we say as above, so below, we mean that the patterns and dynamics observed in the larger macrocosmic world are mirrored in the smaller microcosmic world, and vice versa. For example, the way celestial bodies move and interact in the cosmos can be seen as analogous to the way atoms and particles behave at the quantum level. The behavior of particles in quantum physics remains a mystery to this day. For instance, quantum entanglement or the observer effect suggests that the subatomic world behaves in a mysterious manner. Quantum entanglement is a phenomenon in quantum mechanics, where 2 particles can be so intimately connected that the state of one of them is instantly related to the state of the other, even if they are each at the opposite end of the galaxy. This means that if one of the particles is altered, the other is instantaneously altered as well. This implies an interconnection of all things in the universe that transcends space and time. Since it happens instantly, spiritual traditions worldwide recognize the inherent unity of all existence and emphasize the interconnectedness of all living beings. Phenomena such as telepathy and premonitions among beings who have a familial bond would be entirely understandable by applying this view. On the other hand, the observer effect in quantum mechanics suggests that observation influences the properties of a quantum system. The observer modifies the observed if we take this Hermetic principle as true as above, so below. Then the properties of the quantum world, the micro, would also be applicable to our perceptible world. The macro. This relationship implies that the human mind, through processes such as observation and imagination, plays a significant role in how reality manifests. In other words, by combining this ancient Hermetic wisdom with quantum physics, we can conclude that concepts like the law of attraction, or the law of assumption, are true and applicable. If simply by observing, one can influence matter at the subatomic level. Similarly, one can influence our physical world through the use of our minds and imagination. The way we perceive and interact with the world around us can influence the events and circumstances that unfold in our lives, reflecting the principles of cause and effect seen in the cosmos. Concepts like synchronicity, popularized by the Swiss psychologist Carl Jung, emphasize the meaningful coincidences that occur between our thoughts, feelings, and external events. This perspective suggests that there is a correspondence between our internal mental state and the external world as above. So below and as within so without. Later in the Emerald Tablet, Hermes tells us, use your mind wholly and ascend from earth to heaven, and then again, descend to earth, and unite the powers of what is above and what is below. Thus, you will gain glory in the whole world and darkness will flee from you at once. This has more virtue than virtue itself, because it controls all subtle things and penetrates all solid things. This is how the world was created. This is the origin of the wonders found here. This is why I am called Hermes Trismegistus, because I possess the three parts of cosmic philosophy, by uniting the powers of what is above and what is below. Hermes indicates the importance of integrating both earthly and celestial aspects in the pursuit of enlightenment and glory. This suggests that by understanding and working in harmony with the principles of both the material and spiritual worlds, one can achieve a deeper and more transcendent state of realization. Hermes asserts that this path has more virtue than virtue itself, because it allows one to control all subtle things and penetrate all solid things. This can be interpreted as an affirmation that mastery of the mind and understanding of universal principles grant a power beyond the ordinary, capable of influencing all aspects of existence. Finally, Hermes identifies this philosophy as the way in which the world was created, and the origin of the wonders found in it. In doing so, he claims his title of Hermes Trismegistus, suggesting that he possesses profound knowledge in the three parts of cosmic philosophy: mind, spirit, and matter. In summary, Hermes invites us to explore the full potential of our minds and our connection with the universe, to achieve a state of higher realization and understanding from a cosmic perspective. All our actions and aspirations become sacred, reflecting the greatness of the divine in each of our pursuits in life. In this sense, the simple act of existing becomes an expression of the sacred, as we are imbued with the very spark of the transcendent in the spiritual realm. It's crucial to avoid the tendency to belittle our everyday needs and aspirations. Recognizing that each pursuit, each longing is part of our human experience, and therefore deserves to be valued and respected. Often we find ourselves trapped in the dichotomy between the material and the spiritual, dividing our lives into stagnant compartments. If someone seeks economic abundance, they are typically labeled as materialistic, as if money and spirituality are at odds. However, this division is merely illusory, as we live in a world where the physical and the metaphysical are intertwined. The principle of giving each what is due, as taught by Christ, reminds us that our existence encompasses both the earthly and the celestial. This principle of correspondence is profound by exploring it. One can find highly elevated wisdom about how the universe functions, and about our own nature. In the opening lines of the Emerald Tablet, it is said, that which is below is like that which is above, and that which is above is like that which is below, to accomplish the miracles of the one thing, as all things were created by the word of the being. So all things were created in the image of the one. What is being conveyed here is fundamental, by affirming that all things were created in the image of the one. Hermes suggests that there is an underlying unity in all of creation, and that this unity manifests in the diversity of the universe. This cosmic unity implies that all things are interconnected, and that ultimately they stem from a single primordial source. If what is above is like what is below and vice versa. And we are made in the image and likeness of the one of God. then we must possess the same creative capacity with which we were created. Hermes tells us all things were created by the word of the being, an idea that resonates with John 11 in the Bible. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. This shows us the implicit creative power. In our words, here's a video on that topic: God, or the unity, through its own intention and imagination, gave rise to all matter. This concept leads us to another fundamental Hermetic principle embodied in the Kybalion. The principle of mental. All of this creation, including us as human beings, is the result of the creative power and imagination of God, or the whole. In it we dwell, and of it we are part, just as the all creates through its mind. So do we, following the principle of fractal that governs the entire cosmos. Every night when dreaming, we recreate an entire universe in our image and likeness. With enough awareness, we can become lucid in the dream and control it as we please. However, in our ordinary reality, this process is more complex and has greater implications, as we inhabit a level of collective reality, in which not only our minds influence, but all the other minds that make up the human family. Nevertheless, by mastering these Hermetic principles, one can have an active influence on the co-creation of our own reality. Countless sages, mystics, magicians and yogis have demonstrated this, exhibiting miracles, wonders and feats that defy the common and the ordinary. The ancient practice of alchemy aimed to transform lead into gold, but symbolically represented an internal quest toward enlightenment. The emerald tablet encloses this inner power, which can be attained through the union of what is above and what is below, of the mind and the heart. When the mind and heart unite with the spirit, which is the divine and creative force within us, it is when we can create wonders in our lives, and like Hermes Trismegistus, we master the three planes, becoming the active creators of our own life.